what you want, when you want it, where you want it. This is The Mesh.
We'll try not to too much talk over each other, but again, we are girls and we are
agree to disagree.
Okay,
Moving on.
well, the makeup bottle. It's like a cracked out T-bird from Greece.
Yeah, I can see that.
She's got that black hair.
It's time for Chick Chat. We are back in the studio again on record continuous months.
Yes.
Yay for us. Oh, thanks for everyone for sticking with us and coming back and checking in. I'm Mary Margaret, and you are?
I'm Jeanette.
Hey! I wish we had one of those cool 90s shows openings, you know?
We have got to get one.
That's funny. I think we could do that.
We could get theme music. I think we know enough people we could get theme music.
I believe so. Next mission.
Goals.
Goals. Hashtag Chick Chat goals. Oh, okay, so we are back. It's October. It's fall. It's finally cooled off here in old steamy southern North Carolina. But we are happy to be with you. We are coming from you. We're coming for you from the Mesh Studios here in Hickory, North Carolina. If you want to check out the rest of what the Mesh has to offer, come on and check us out on the website, www.themesh.tv. Or you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all over the place. Lots of Chick Chat goodies popping up there as well. However, I can't even speak properly today because I'm so excited about everything we have to talk about.
It's a lot going on.
There's so much to tell you. I have been taking notes on my phone for over a week now of different things as they pop up, and I want to remember to bring them up. So I'm actually referring to a lot of my notes today, so we might be breezing through some of this stuff, but it has to be said. As you have requested, Jeanette, we have to get through the gross stuff first.
Yes.
The bad stories first.
Yes.
Save the best for last.
End
type
on
stuff.
a good note.
I agree. I absolutely agree. So first story being, nasty little Harvey Weinstein.
Yes.
For those of you, obviously, who have been under a rock and maybe don't know what's going on, Harvey Weinstein, one of the biggest, most attributed to a whole bunch of movies and shows and everything else, producer, owner of pretty
Weinstein
much everything.
Company, right? Yeah.
Everything. It's kind of one of these things where he's kind of had his hands in probably every type of movie, even if his company wasn't directly involved. He owns Miramax.
Okay.
Yeah, in which I think everybody's probably seen the Miramax opening come across your screen. Has given a lot of actors and actresses their start. Put a little faith in them, put a little money behind them, and now they're big players. Well, he has been accused publicly and has admitted to publicly sexually assaulting his soon-to-be cast or people that he works with, I guess is the best way to put it. People in the industry. Mm-hmm. Ashley Judd was the first one to be quoted as saying that Harvey Weinstein had been inappropriate with her.
So is that where the story started?
There was from what I understand, and this is totally from, multiple sources just mixing all together, that there was an undercover kind of story being written about him for the New York Times.
Okay.
And Ashley Judd was the one that said, yeah, sure, put my name with it because I'm tired.
Yeah, because I was wondering where this all started. Because one day you woke up and it was a story and you're kind of going,
yes,
where and what happened? And
yeah. So that's from what I understand was that there was already something in the works a little bit going on. And I think maybe from some tips, people telling, maybe anonymously, whatever it may be. But Ashley Judd was apparently the first one to say, yes, me in Hollywood, this person who had direct power over me.
So what everyone's been hearing for years about a casting couch, it kind of brought all that to light.
Absolutely. Right. Absolutely. And now it has just started a flood of people that he has affected, people that he did some horrible, gross things with that are just unacceptable, obviously, to anybody in any industry. And it's unfortunate that it's, just now coming out. A lot of these people have been sitting on this for 20 years or so, or less. A lot of these people were very young, trying to get their start. There are people that turned him down and basically have no career right now. It's very odd to see. So from this, there has been also other people that have come out, maybe not against Harvey, but against their experience in the industry, that they have had someone like Reese Witherspoon has come out and said, yes, that a director, was inappropriate with her when she was very young, and, that she just didn't know much about it and didn't know how to handle it, and quite honestly wanted to keep working. So, I've read a lot of stuff. I've seen a lot of stuff. Listened to a lot of things. I listened to a lot of podcasts and different morning shows and stuff like that. And, at first there were a lot of people like, why now? Why are you just now speaking up? If you would have spoken up earlier, this wouldn't have happened to all these other people in the past and whatnot. But, the same thing happened with Bill Cosby.
True.
Remember when his came out, then everybody came out. All those ladies came out. And, it's a lot easier, I think, to...
When you're in a group.
Admit it when you have a group coming behind you, So I don't know. I like, you brought up the casting couch, and that's funny because I was going to bring up the same thing. Like, we've heard of that term forever. I don't know. It's...
Well...
It's horrible.
Hasn't Corey Feldman been talking about this for years?
For years.
Like,
and
I remember...
how everybody calls Corey Feldman cuckoo now,
He's crazy.
Too.
I mean, but he admitted, I took a lot of drugs to get through what I had to go through. And I remember watching his reality show when reality shows were brand new.
Yes.
And he always talked about it. Almost every episode, something came up to where maybe he didn't directly say this is what happened, but he would always say things that happened to me and the reason I use drugs and the reason I'm not acting now.
Yeah.
And then Corey Feldman was on an episode, and they had like this heart-to-heart where, Corey Haim.
Yeah.
Corey Haim was like saying, you weren't there for me. And he was saying I was going through the same thing. And, and they were kids.
Right.
Recently it surfaced the View interview where he was on the View, old View, when Barbara Walters was still part of it.
The OG.
Yes. And they were talking about it, or he was talking about it. And, you kind of cringe watching it now because they were really judgmental of him.
Yeah.
And like almost seemed angry that he was talking about it.
Yeah.
And it's almost like,
how
when you say, if someone had said something earlier, he has been.
Yeah.
But because everyone, looked at Corey Feldman like, oh, you use drugs and used to hang out with Michael Jackson and you did all these weird things and come on, and you're a guy and who, and he was specifically referring to pedophilia.
Yes.
Pedophilia. So he wasn't really saying, his experience was his experience, and that's what it was because he was a young child at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, remember Lost Boys, Goonies? That's when he was in his prime.
It was his heyday, the two Coreys.
The two Coreys.
Two Coreys and everything.
So,
licensed to drive.
Yeah. I mean, they were 16 years old, younger.
Dream a little dream.
So, I mean, yeah, it's unfortunate.
It is.
And it's sad that people in power will do something for people that they know want something bad enough that they're almost willing to do anything to get it.
Agreed.
And, it's come out that it's not just women it's happening to, it's men. So, I mean, and I guess some people say, what, for years until now, until they're part of a group, it's, yes, this happened to me, but look at the life I have now.
Yep.
And that's in the past, and nobody does that anymore because I have a position of power now. It's kind of, you kind of justify it in a way, saying, yes, this happened, but. And I think now that they're feeling empowered to say, yes, this happened, but it's not okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Now we've got to do something about it. Alyssa Milano started a hashtag on social media.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a fluke. Like, I read this little thing that she's like, she was just kind of saying it. It wasn't... She didn't think it would take off.
She didn't
or
say
anything.
pass it on.
Exactly. Yeah. It really just sort of started. But all it was Me Too.
Yeah.
And so a couple powerful things that I've seen come out of this is, one, I've seen a couple people tell their stories, and it's interesting. They'll say me too, but then they tell a little story, and a lot of times it's something that, they say, at the time I didn't think that it was that big of a deal. I didn't like it, or I was uncomfortable, but then it was done and I just moved on, and I really haven't thought about it much since.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
But we've heard from a lot of, especially the celebrities that are coming out, that have been like, as soon as I started hearing stories about this, it triggered a memory, something they had kind of tucked away and closed off, and like you said, moved on because they were trying to focus on something else, obviously. But I think this has pinched a nerve with a lot of people. It was one thing whenever Bill Cosby had this issue going on, and that was a different situation, but not that much different, I guess. A man of extreme power who was loved by a lot of people, And
a lot of his victims, nobody really knew. Right. Not that it made a difference, but I think it's a bigger deal now because everyone knows the people who are coming out.
Yes.
They're well-known celebrities, and none of it is okay. Bill Cosby situation, right? Doesn't matter if it was someone you've never heard of until their name popped up in the news. It's not okay.
Yeah.
But we hear celebrities, but just yesterday I saw an instance pop up on my Facebook feed from just people who follow some local hometown things, and people are sharing their stories, like you said, but they're naming names.
Yeah.
And you're almost like, my first thing was I kind of took a step back, like, oh my gosh, like. You just said somebody's name, like this is out there.
Yeah.
And you kind of go, oh my gosh. But then you're at the same time, you're going, oh, but if that really happened the way you're describing it,
then
that person needs to be
say
named.
His name. Yeah.
Right. You're kind of going, careful, but oh my gosh, your story you're telling, you definitely have to name names. But it's just, you start thinking, and I'd be in all honesty, I saw that hashtag come through, and you start thinking, oh my gosh, you see your friends and everyone start posting, and you start thinking, did something happen to me? And you're kind of going, like, I don't want to create something.
Yeah.
Because in all honesty, I can't say that there has been a significant event that I can say, yes, this happened.
Right.
But, I've been in college and I've been in the bar scene.
Yeah.
You've been touched inappropriately. And again, none of that is okay. But sometimes it happens, you turn around, you don't know who did it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that happens to females all the time. And not to justify it, but it's kind of almost like, well, not again.
Yes, that's
but
kind of
what
the
do you do?
stance that a lot of people have said. The reason they haven't said anything until now is, it was Harvey Weinstein, and I was a struggling actress or whatever it may be, actor even, but at that time, like you said, if they've been trying to get parts, a lot of them have said, look, it wasn't the first time that some director or producer or person of power had basically joked about a casting couch or any of this. So at that time, you kind of wonder, like, wait, what's normal, what's not? None of it should be happening. I know it's wrong, but what do I do right now?
Right.
So, and when you said that you saw a lot of your friends and stuff or people, I had the same thing. I'm seeing these people say either maybe they just said me too, or maybe they told a little story.
Right.
But I also saw somebody post something I thought was pretty powerful that said, just because someone doesn't post me too doesn't mean it hasn't happened to them.
Right.
They don't owe you their story.
Right.
And, I thought that's pretty powerful too. Like, they don't have, nobody, just because your girlfriend didn't write me too on her Facebook wall, let's be honest, that does not mean that something hasn't happened to her, and let's not judge and let's not make anyone think wrong of that. But I thought that was pretty powerful too, because there's still a lot of people that want to hold it in. And as much as you want to tell somebody, get it out there, do this, that's really easier said than done.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And it's so different for everybody. And it's such a horrible thing to hear about and deal with. I would encourage everyone to go and read. I'm not sure if you saw it or not, but Scott Rosenberg, he's a screenwriter that Harvey Weinstein has used a lot. Harvey kind of gave him his big break. He was the screenwriter for Beautiful Girls, Con Air, High Fidelity, and he wrote a post on social media, and it's almost like it's almost written in like creative writing format, like a poem or something like that. I mean, it's not, but you could tell this guy just sat down and started writing his thoughts on this. And essentially the whole line of it was, I can read you the first part of it because, until I get to the F word that he uses a whole bunch. Okay. Because the title of the whole thing is basically everyone effing knew.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And it says, yeah, we need to talk about Harvey. I was there for a big part of it, from 94 to the early 2000s, something like that. Certainly the golden age, the Pulp Fiction, Shakespeare in Love, Clerks, Swingers, Scream, Good Will Hunting, English Patient, Life is Beautiful years. Harvey and Bob made my first 2 movies. Then they signed me to an overall deal. Then they bought that horror script of mine, The 10 Plagues, for a lot of money. They also bought that werewolf biker script that no one else liked, but it was my personal favorite. They were going to publish my novel. They anointed me. They made other studios think I was the real deal. They gave me my career. I was barely 30. I was sure I had struck gold. They loved me, these 2 brothers. They had reinvented cinema. And who were fun and tough and didn't give an East Coast F about all the slick pricks out in L.A. And those glory days at Tribeca, the old cramped offices, the wonderful gang of executives and assistants, the filmmakers who were doing repeat business, the brothers wanted to create a family of film, and they did just that. We looked forward to having meetings that would turn into plans that would turn a raucous riots on the town. Simply put, OG Miramax was a blast. So yeah, I was there. And let me tell you one thing, and let's be perfectly clear about this. Everybody effing knew. Okay. And then he goes on for more and more and more, basically saying, yeah, these guys, they got me tickets to the shows that I couldn't see. And they sent me on fabulous trips to St. Bart's before I knew what St. Bart's was.
Right.
They did all this stuff, and he was like, and I loved them, and they were amazing, and it was the most perfect world. But everybody knew what was going on. And so it's really, it's a lot longer.
It's buying loyalty, it's buying silence.
It is. Yeah. It is. And it's amazing to read. It's probably one of the truest things that I've read about this whole thing.
Yeah.
And it's a guy who obviously, he's admitting, he's telling you right here, I was there, I saw it, I knew it, and these guys gave me my big break. And I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He's kind of, he kind of ends it with, he's like, yeah, I'm sorry, and I'm ashamed, because in the end, I was complacent. I didn't say shit. I didn't do shit. Harvey was nothing but wonderful to me. So I reaped the rewards, and I kept my mouth shut, and for that, I'm sorry. And he's like, I was there with you because everyone effing knew.
It's really sad.
It was gut-wrenching to read, but I've read it probably 3 times because I'm like,
find that,
holy cow, it's intense. It's intense, but it's real, and it kind of gives you a little bit of a glimpse of what these people were under, this spell almost of the Weinsteins. Like, it's crazy.
And to be clear, it's not just inappropriate touching or inappropriate actions.
Absolutely.
It's things that they say to you.
Uncomfortable.
Making you uncomfortable. Yeah. Just saying things, whether it's about your body or anything, And I think there's for too long been this whole thing that women appreciate people saying things about their body because of the way they dress or the way they look. it's nobody's putting on a show to have you inappropriately touch them or say things to them. It's people like to look nice, and not saying that this is only a male female thing. It's male. It's women harassing other women. It's women harassing other men or harassing men. So it's across the board. It's not one sex to the other. It's across the board, and just it's not okay. You cannot just touch and say things to people because you feel like it. Have some filter, have some sense of decency.
Filter is a fabulous word for that.
Have some sense of decency and think, would you want someone doing this to your mother, sister, girlfriend, anybody?
Yeah.
To you?
Yeah.
Think. It's just stop being so impulsive all the time. And it's not funny. It's not cute. And you could really do some damage to someone else.
And it's not, you said it's not funny. It's not cool. It's not what everybody does.
And just because someone laughs doesn't mean they're laughing.
Does not mean.
Inside you could be horrified. They're embarrassed.
Yeah.
They're ashamed.
Bad.
They are mad.
Yeah.
But what do you do? Mm-hmm. Because if you throw a fit right there, then you're a little bee. Mm-hmm. You're such a prude. Yeah. It's not that big of a deal. Well, you know what? It might be to that person.
Right.
You don't know. Just keep your hands to yourself, like you teach your kids. You teach your kids, don't touch people, don't bite people, don't say mean things to people. Where do you lose that in life?
Pretty common courtesy on some of this stuff. If you take it back to some kindergarten rules.
Yeah.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Watch your words.
And watch your words. That's all there is to it. Look at us. Gee whiz.
Get it together.
Oh, all right. So that's my...
You've got to lighten it up now because I'm getting mad.
Because I'm fired up, Harvey. No. End of the story is it's wrong. It sucks. And it's horrible to hear and deal with. And I'm appalled for everyone that had to go through this, and
Absolutely.
I'm so embarrassed almost for them.
My heart breaks a little more the more that I see friends post or hear stories of people I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just I'm raising a daughter.
Yeah,
and it's terrifying.
Yeah. If anything that we can take away from this is that hopefully the awareness is raised. Yeah. The red flag is a little bit higher now. Maybe it does teach us a little bit more about what we need to be preparing our daughters for. You and I both have girls.
Yeah.
And there's the general things to talk about them. Strangers, danger.
Inappropriate touching.
Don't let somebody touch you. Don't leave with a, person that you don't know, things like this. But there's other things we need to talk about.
Yeah.
There are other things about how somebody makes you feel.
Right.
That we need to talk to them about. And so hopefully this is, if anything comes out of this on the positive side, is that hopefully this is getting some smacks to the face, if you will, from people to say, all right, I got to do something.
And to anybody out there who's still doing it, know that people will start naming names.
Yeah.
The silence.
People aren't going to be scared anymore.
Hopefully the silence part of it is over. And if you feel like it's not going to happen to you, that you can do it and no one's going to say anything, I'm hoping this empowers everybody to say everybody's name.
Yeah. Agreed.
And get the help you need. If it's help you need, get it.
Say it. Be aware that this is, going to help. Nobody's going to judge you for this. Nobody's going to think you were anything in the wrong for this.
Right.
It happens. We've all been there. We all know it happens. So it's okay.
Yeah.
It's horrible topic coming out of there. We really need to be okay to talk about it. And then now we need to talk about good stuff. Yes. Now we talk about good things. Now we need to recompose ourselves. Get flush it out. Okay. So some of these topics, I'm not sure what all, other than that we talk a lot about what we watch on TV, what we listen to on the radio, different things like that. A lot of people that know me know I enjoy podcasts. Hey, we're on one right now. But I really enjoy listening to other podcasts. I do like hearing other people's opinions on a lot of these entertainment stories too. And I think it's dumb. My husband thinks it's ridiculous, but I find it fascinating when somebody out there adores this certain celebrity, on maybe Real Housewives or something, and I think that she's the most annoying. That type of stuff just
like we are with Big Brother,
we are with Big Brother, like we are about the royal family. Oh my gosh! Anyway,
getting all flustered just thinking about it.
I know. We'll get to it, but. I did want to. I saw this being done on another show.
Okay.
And so I was like, that's right on. Like, that's amazing. They were talking about how you really should share how you get entertainment news and updates and get your opinions on things and get to listen to other things and share the love amongst other shows, if you will.
Okay.
And so I wanted to name 3 things that I listen to or watch that I wanted to recommend to other people because I think it's nice to share. They're still going to listen to us. I know you guys are going to still listen to Chick Chat, but
If you're not, if they're not, they should.
But there's other ones out there that do different forms of stuff, and I think it's super fun and some pretty neat characters out there as well. So every morning when I'm driving into work, I drop off my kids, and then I hit the number 4 button on my Station 3's presets, and it's the Entertainment Weekly station on Sirius Radio.
Okay.
And they have EW Morning Live, which is hosted by Dalton Ross and Jessica Shaw, and they are 2 writers for Entertainment Weekly magazine.
Okay.
And they have guests every once in a while, but they do a lot of just recap of shows from the night before. It's very, it's interesting because they've got a guy talking one side and a girl on the other, and that's interesting. I don't ever get to listen to the whole thing, obviously, because I don't live that far from the office, but it's nice conversation at the beginning, and they usually do a good little recap. They both watch kind of different things. They binge a lot of stuff on Netflix. Anyway, so I would recommend EW Morning Live. Again, that's on Sirius Radio. If you have that, I think it's channel 105 or something like that. Next, I have started seeing, this one's a little different because I watch the clips from it, is the Daily Blast Live, which is Jeff Schroeder's new show.
Oh, the Big Brother
Speaking
guy?
of Big Brother, yes. So Jeff has left CBS and doing any contract work for CBS and gone to, he's moved to Denver, Colorado, and he now works for this new, like, news show, I guess you'd call it, that has just started up. They just started up like maybe a month ago.
Okay.
And they're called Daily Blast Live. And it's literally this big warehouse-looking room where there are desks along the side with people like typing in their computers and getting live updates about different things as they happen. And there's a desk in the middle where Jeff and the other co-hosts all sit, and they address these topics kind of live as they happen. And then they put the clips of it up through social media all day long. So some of them are kind of fun stories, lighthearted, a funny video they saw. And other ones are like, here's what's happening in Puerto Rico and here's what we're doing and all. But everything's fairly short snippets, so you can get like a quick little news story pretty fast. But they're all really good. It's very interactive because they're bouncing around the studio a lot. Anyway, it's different. It's a different way of not like watching Entertainment Tonight or something like that. Mary Hart.
She's still doing Entertainment Tonight.
I don't know if she is. Did you know that Mary Hart's legs are insured?
Really?
Yeah, just her legs. Like separate insurance
I don't
policy.
know that I've ever seen her legs.
Somebody has because they're insured.
I guess so.
Apparently they're phenomenal.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, go Mary Hart. Who knows? So anyway, Daily Blast Live. That is one. You can find that all over social media stuff.
Okay.
And my third is kind of my guilty pleasure right now. It is called The Morning Breath. No.
I'm appalled already.
No. Okay, so it is a show hosted by basically these 2 girls that are sisters. Real life sisters.
Okay.
And they, it's done at Oath, which used to be AOL, and Oath is the company name now. It's like maybe Oath has sort of a studio that I don't know if they rent or if they're kind of sponsoring them to do it or whatnot. But these 2 girls are basically social media lights. If that makes sense. I just made that up.
Okay.
I just made that
like
word
social
up.
Lights.
Correct, but it's social media lights.
Okay, social media lights. Okay.
They, one girl, actually, her handle is @girlwithnojob.
Okay.
Okay. And her other, her sister's handle is Jackie O Problems. So one of them's name is Claudia Oshray. I think that's how you say it. And the sister is Jackie Oshray. And they're in New York. They talk fast. They are opinionated. They have these little gavels, and they say justice for somebody. Like they figure out whatever topic somebody gets justice for. Justice for Ashley Judd. And they slam the gavel. That type of stuff. But they do in the morning breath. It's at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time every morning, weekday morning, and they sometimes have a guest come on, and they talk about things with their guests like, oh my gosh, like what's it like to be famous? And, who's the meanest celebrity that you ever met? And what's your favorite Real Housewife? Those type of things instead of just normal stuff. So I feel like it's a little different.
What are you doing in your next movie?
Exactly.
How was it on location? Are you guys still friends?
Yes. They don't really go into any of that.
Nobody cares.
Right.
We want the juicy stuff.
We want the real stuff. That's why I listen to these girls. Yes. And they, on their social media channels, they're very real too. They'll tell you about so-and-so sent me free stuff. I also like this company. So if you guys want to send me free stuff, send it on to me too. But they'll try it on or makeup or clothes or whatever. They post on social media all the time. That's really all they do all day. But the funny thing is there's actually 4 sisters. And all 4 sisters are somehow involved in social media, online type stuff. One of the third sister, she is actually like a director maybe or correspondent for the Morning Breath.
Okay.
Anyway, so they are a show it's on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and as a podcast type style. But you can watch the video on Facebook and Instagram, and it's just interesting. It's kind of funny. Like I said, I don't know. You just have to go see for yourself. Anyway, Claudia and Jackie over at The Morning Breath.
All right.
Justice for Chick Chat on The Morning Breath. Just side note, right now they are trying to get people to sign a petition to get the Megyn Kelly hour off of the Today Show and replace it with The Morning Breath. I think it's phenomenal.
Never seen either.
And I think it's phenomenal. Do you know that Megyn Kelly has her own hour?
I do know that.
It's actually called Megyn Kelly Today.
Okay.
She has her own little logo.
Did she replace my Hoda and Kathy Lee?
No.
Okay, good.
No, she's the 9 o'clock hour now.
Okay.
That
was the Al and Tamara
that cute
Hall
little guy. What's that
and
cute
Barbara
guy's
Bush.
Willie
Geist.
Willie Geist. Love him. I love him. He does Sunday mornings now. Yeah. Hey, Willie.
Okay. So I knew she had her own show, and I've seen clips of it.
Yeah. It's really just not fun. I've only seen it one time when I was actually out of town and saw it on the TV on a work day. I just didn't enjoy it. I'm okay with I'm going to sign their petition just because I think it's amazing that they're doing this. They have been so super honest about it. They're like, we don't need Megyn Kelly to have a whole hour on the Today Show. Okay.
And is it talk show format? Because I've seen her studio where it's kind of
a little bit.
Right.
Yes. She stands and she tries to be real hip and cool and say things that are funny or quirky, and you're no, you're Megyn Kelly.
You're
quit.
not trying. Yeah, you're
quit
not,
this.
You're not funny.
No, you're supposed to be like an anchor up there. Quit. Yeah.
See, I would say I'll watch it, but I'm not going to.
No. So anyway, those are my 3 little recommendations for you to go check out. Awesome. I'd love to hear your opinion on any of them anytime that you do watch them. But again, shout out to EW Morning Live on Sirius XM. Also to Daily Blast Live, which is on social media with host Jeff Schroeder, and to The Morning Breath on social media with the Oshray sisters.
I'm gonna have to give them a try. I need to lighten up my podcast a little bit. It's a little
dark, a little deep.
Well, my whole affinity for crime solving.
Yes, and blood and stuff like that. Right.
So, my podcast feed is filled with a lot of that.
Put some Morning Breath on there because that'll lighten up anything. I'll tell you
home,
what.
I'm the most cautious person because I'm you can't do this.
It happened on a podcast.
Get you killed.
Yes. It happened. Sorry, guys.
Right. So my drive homes are always, ooh, and then get home and lock my doors right away. It's dark. I don't go outside when it's dark. Okay. Because I've terrified myself.
Yeah. No, I hear
I'm not a shut-in by any means.
I hear you.
Yeah, I need to lighten up my podcast list a little bit, so I'll have to...
Go check those out for me.
I'll check those out.
Okay. Moving on, I have some quick bits that we can kind of maybe talk a paragraph about, but
okay,
we're going to kind of move through them
Got it.
because I have a really cool topic at the end to talk about. All right, so some quick hits, just some things in case you didn't know or in case you want to know more about. Joe Jonas is now engaged to Sophie Turner. Congrats.
Yay.
Everybody know who Sophie Turner is?
Kind of.
She's
Heard her
on
name.
Game of Thrones.
Oh.
Yes.
I just started watching that, so I don't know.
I don't watch it at all.
Okay.
But she's on there, and she apparently plays sister of Maisie Williams. Anyway, they do a phenomenal carpool karaoke, if you haven't seen it, where they actually do the impression of Jon Snow themselves. Like, it's pretty funny. Okay, so congrats to them. Apparently, it's been kind of a long time coming, but they seem pretty happy. Next, you wanted to touch on old Khloe Kardashian.
I mean, not just Khloe, but this like whole Kardashian baby boom. I mean,
so there's 3 of them pregnant now, right? Well, I mean, I know one's
two and kind of
surrogate.
like a half. Yeah, because surrogate.
Yes. So
Kim's not pregnant, but it is her baby that they are expecting.
She is expecting for sure.
She and Kanye are expecting
having
to be
baby,
a surrogate.
Baby number 3.
Baby number 3. Hold on for the name, because who knows?
It's going to be something
North Saint and
whatever.
knows?
Yeah,
no one knows
anything.
Start sitting in your ideas, because
It could
that
be
would
anything.
something's going to hit.
I'm not even going to venture a guess anymore because we tried that before, remember? And we were like, wait, what? Yeah.
Yeah. So, Courtney. No, not Courtney. She's already had 3 babies. She might be pregnant.
Who knows?
You never
Courtney
know with
has
Courtney.
like a boyfriend now.
Yeah,
And Scott
like
has
a
like a
model.
girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Lionel Richie's daughter, right?
is that who that is?
Yeah, that's who that is.
No
Yeah.
way. Wow.
She's a young.
Yes, she is young.
But Khloe is pregnant by her NBA boyfriend.
Cavaliers player?
Yes.
Is that right? No.
Christian Thompson? Something like that.
I don't know.
His last name's Thompson. I know
Okay.
that much.
Okay.
And then Kylie?
Jeez.
Probably Kylie.
Kylie
she
with
hasn't
her-
confirmed yes or no.
But Kylie with her, like...
Rapper boyfriend.
He is, right? Like, he's like a
Travis
musician.
Scott?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's his name.
I think he's a rapper.
And she's maybe, what, 20?
Maybe.
Something like that.
She's a youngin'.
Yeah. I feel like I get it. Like we talked about it last episode that Kim made the comment, was quoted saying that she is having the 3rd baby because she missed having a baby around the house and that she wanted all the kids to grow up together. Mm-hmm. I totally get that. I get that, you know. But now I feel like they're all taking it a little too seriously.
Well, yeah. I mean, Khloe has wanted a baby for a long time.
She has,
and
but
she
I
was
just
afraid
don't feel
that
like
she couldn't
she
have
has
it.
had a stable relationship to
Yeah.
bring a child into. That's just my opinion. I'm happy if she's happy. I really like Khloe. Like I've always liked Khloe.
Yeah, she's my fave.
I just think that if I think she's been through so much with men that there's got to be some sort of super solid feeling, and I don't know that I feel super solid about this guy that she's with. I don't know.
I don't know enough about
But
him.
you know what? Here's the thing. If
can
anybody
afford-
is going to be a single mom at some point, which I never wish upon anybody, but if that's ever going to be the case, it's the Kardashians are going
they
to
can
be
take care of
fine
them,
to
yeah.
do it, you know, because they have the means to.
Yeah.
But still, that sucks. You know, I mean, it's
Yeah.
still, it's a hassle and it sucks.
And I hope it works out for them.
Of course.
But Kylie's the kind of the...
And Kylie's
Really?
like a wild card with that. Like,
But you know who's probably happy about all this? Ryan Seacrest, because the Kardashians are going to be on TV forever. Like, my kids are going to grow up watching this new group.
yeah,
This
you're
new group
right.
of Kardashians
You're right.
being born. It's going to be continuing to keep up with the Kardashians.
Yeah. So Ryan Seacrest is
The fourth
happy. You know who
generation.
else is happy about it?
Who's that?
Caitlyn Jenner, because the focus is off of her now.
For now. She'll do something else.
She's about to be grandma.
Yeah.
Weird, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because,
And-
I mean, Kylie's like legit hers.
Yeah.
You know, I
And
mean,
Kendall.
before, yeah. But before it was like
Step. Yeah.
step grandchildren through Courtney,
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
But now, I mean, this is legit bloodline coming through. So, interesting. We'll have to keep bump watch out for all.
So Kendall doesn't feel the pressure.
Oh, gosh. Kendall, don't.
Tight, Kendall.
Don't go to the light, Kendall.
Stay
Just
where you
stay,
are.
stay where
you know
you
what,
are.
Kendall? Move to New York. Just
True.
Just move to New York.
Get out of
Get
Calabasas.
your modeling going. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you know what? I think she doesn't live in Calabasas.
Really?
Again, I have watched Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I find it quite entertaining.
Absolutely.
But I think I remember, if I remember correctly, I think she moved like to the city, to LA, and got an apartment. She doesn't like have a huge house because it's just her.
Okay.
But I think everybody else is in Calabasas, and she's like
literally living in. I mean, they might as well be like, do you remember that show Big Love? Yeah,
yes.
Big Love, where they all had separate houses, but the backyard connected by a fence.
I thought that was the coolest thing.
I did too. I kind of think it's appropriate for someone like the Kardashians.
Oh yeah, yes.
All right, we'll suggest that to them.
Kardashian Compound.
Yes,
that's the next show title.
Kardashian
with a K. Compound with a K.
Yes, trademark. Jeanette.
Reach out to us, Ryan.
Love it. Kardashian Compound.
Hi, I'm Alan.
I'm Chris.
And we're the co-hosts of Foot Candle Films, a movie review and film discussion show here on themesh.tv.
Each episode, we talk about some new movies, cover some film news, and have some recommendations.
And trust us, we're just as likely to talk about the latest Jim Jarmusch film as we are the newest Transformers installment.
Hold on, don't get too crazy.
Well, okay, maybe not that bad. But you can find our show and all our episodes on themesh.tv. Plus, you can subscribe to get new episodes delivered right to your computer or mobile device.
We'll see you in the ticket line.
You want to feel old?
Sure.
Zac Efron turned 30 this week.
What?
Yeah, I know, right? We're all in this together.
I love it. My daughter loves those movies. So.
On the phone.
I was like, which one is this? Is this 2 or 3 or is it 14?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Wildcats. What's up, Wildcat? I always thought that was funny, like, in everything, like, Vanessa Hudgens refers to him, as, hey there, Wildcat. I'm like, well, awkward.
My niece is going to be graduating high school this year. And when she was probably 5 or so, that's the first, or I don't know how long ago this movie came out.
Yeah,
but
sure.
I remember I was at her house with her, hanging out with her, and she was watching High School Musical, and I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
So, like, my first introduction into Zac Efron was when my now 18, soon-to-be 18-year-old graduating high school niece was like, I love this movie.
I love him. Yeah, he's amazing.
Cool.
Yes. So one of my favorite things that Zac Efron's ever done was the skit on Saturday Night Live, where it's high school graduation, and he comes back and, like, storms the stage because he's already graduated, and he comes back to the Wildcat graduation. And he, like, comes on stage and everybody's like, oh, hey, you're back. Like, how is everything? And he's like, guys, I have seen the real world. Like, there is no dancing and basketball at other schools. And everybody's like, what? And he says things like, we are the only singing high school out there, and they're like, no. And he's like, yes, it's true. They don't dance and dribble the ball at the same time. And it's just funny when he calls it out, the whole thing. But it's, he's really kind of made himself into a pretty legit movie star
now. He's a pretty good
actor.
And he's funny in some of the roles he's in.
I think so, too. I know he's going to be typecast for a while, but I don't care. I mean, every role he takes his shirt off, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it's funny because I told you, like, my daughter likes watching those movies now, but she's, like, the type of person who's like, so seriously, they're all sitting in the cafeteria and everybody knows the routine?
Exactly.
I said, yeah.
Yes.
She goes, really?
Well, see, and our kids, your daughter and my oldest daughter are about the same age. And so it's easy to say, like, no, girls, really, when you get to high school, that is what happens.
Right.
Just wait.
You're going to know the routine. You don't know it.
You don't know
that you know the routine, but when the music comes on, you'll know what to do.
It's part of orientation.
You'll know what to do.
Just hang in there. You'll get it. Okay, so happy birthday to him. Hey, you know what else is happening this month?
What's that?
The Australian firefighters calendar's coming out. Have you seen this?
I've never seen it, but it sounds
Shut
fantastic.
Up. Oh my gosh. You need to do a little research. It's like their 20-some year or something like that.
What?
Yeah, and Australian firefighters are apparently the most amazingly beautiful firefighters in the world.
Are they for real legit firefighters?
Yes. It's like they have to get approved without clothes on before they can pass the firefighter test.
Do they wear clothes when they're fighting fires? Up in the air. We don't know.
Don't. That's
Australia, reach out to us. Let us know.
Good.
Don't start fires just to find out. But we want to know.
I'm trying to pull up a photo here so you can at least just see like a tiny little bit here of what we're talking about. But apparently it's a huge fundraiser. It started in 1993. And they've raised just billions of dollars of things. Yeah, I'm showing you a picture of.
He's holding a koala and a puppy. Looks like my dog.
Yeah, see? They know how to get you. Suck you right in with the animals they're holding. Right, and that's just a sample. There's little video clips out there of them.
I don't even care what that is. I just feel like here.
I'm telling you, it's crazy. Right, so it's coming out. The new one's about to be released, the 2018. It was established in 1993 to support the Children's Hospital Foundation, providing funds for research into childhood burns.
And they love the babies.
And they love babies and animals. So it's in their 25th year, and they have raised over $2.3 million for various charities.
I mean, I can see how.
Of course they have. Look at that.
Good job.
Good gracious. They're amazing. Fantastic. Okay, moving on. Have you noticed how much Miley Cyrus is around right now? She's freaking everywhere.
Why? Because of the voice?
Well, I'm kind of curious. That's what I was going to ask you. Have you heard any reason as to why? Because she got a whole week on Jimmy Fallon.
A whole week?
It was Miley week.
Why?
On Jimmy Fallon. I don't know. I was highly upset by it.
I'm upset. And I didn't even know it.
I love Jimmy Fallon and my Jimmy Fallon time, and she interrupted it for a whole week.
I mean, if you're going to do a week, do a Justin Timberlake week. They're fantastic together.
I agree. She did fine. I mean, I'm not going to say she was horrible. She did fine.
Horrified by Miley.
I just don't understand the appeal. Okay, so she played like all the games. Like she was sort of the guest on all the games that week. They had other guests.
She was like his co-host for the week. Okay.
Yes, she kind of would step in and do everything. So she played the games. She played the charades. She did the music performing.
All of it? The whole week?
She had special guests with her. Billy Ray one day. Yes. Okay. Billy Ray Cyrus was with her one day. They did sing a beautiful song. Sure. She was there. She was there during the Vegas shooting.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, horrible situation. Mm-hmm. But she was there for that, and Adam Sandler and Miley sang a duet. And it was phenomenal. You should go watch it sometime. Yeah, it's very, very folky, you know. I mean,
was he being serious? Was it a serious song?
Yes, it was very serious. It was. It's a remake, and I can't remember right now.
Oh, was this after the shootings? Okay.
Yep, and they kind of just on the fly did it.
Okay,
it was great. So she did some stuff like that, you know. And so, like I said, she was fine. But I'm like, why did you get a whole week? And then at the end of that week, her Carpool Karaoke was released with James Corden. And I'm like, dude, you're even swapping networks. I know. Like, she even got the attention the following day after her week was up.
A great publicist.
I mean, somebody's making money.
Somebody who's like, you want Miley Cyrus all week?
Somebody knows their job.
Watch The Voice.
Yes.
And because Jimmy Fallon's on NBC, that makes sense.
Got it.
But
yeah,
I don't know that there's anything else that she's doing. I don't know that she has a movie out.
Or a new album or anything like that. I don't think so.
Is she getting married tomorrow or Saturday?
Maybe. I mean, that's always up in the air.
Yeah, you never know.
So a lot of Miley right now, but whatever, you know. She did talk about on her Carpool Karaoke, she rated, James asked her to rate how high she was on various incidents. And it turns out that, and she's very open about it now because she's clean.
Yeah.
The incident on stage with Robin Thicke.
Robin Thicke, yes.
That's his name, right?
Yes.
Yeah. With the Beetlejuice suit and the buns and all that stuff. Completely sober because she said she couldn't get high before she performed because it makes her super paranoid.
Oh, okay.
Okay. However, the Wrecking Ball video, on a scale of 1 to 10, she was definitely a 10, she said. Yeah. Which I was just like,
so she was
crap.
like, ride a Wrecking Ball? Yep.
Done. Will do.
Sounds good.
Send me a Wrecking Ball. It was probably her idea, actually. So... She was, she is clean though now, maybe, and that's kind of her thing, you know. I mean, if anything, I do respect. I love that approach. A lot of times I think some people think you shouldn't talk. It's like taboo. You shouldn't talk about that stuff. But I kind of think she should. The whole, I was effed up, and you know, and it was bad, and she even says in the car with James Corden, she was like, oh, I would absolutely love to do this right now, but that's always going to be my problem. Like, that's always going to be the problem, is that she wants to do this.
Yeah.
But that's the whole point of recovery. You just don't.
Yeah.
And so anyway, it was apparently Miley week. I'm not sure why. I was just wondering if you knew. Yeah, whatever. We'll keep an eye out.
I honestly I haven't watched a lot of TV. I watch a lot of on demand because I'm really never home.
Yes.
So. Yeah. And I'm usually asleep by the time the show's on. So.
If you get a chance to watch some of the James Corden carpool karaoke, it's actually really good. Okay. I enjoyed it. I love that anyway, but I enjoy her.
Dislike Miley. I think she's funny in some things, but I guess there was that period when she was kind of that I was.
It was a little over the top.
I was over it. I was like, it's too much.
I was like, honey, you need to just chill out. We've seen enough.
Yeah, and maybe I'm just not coming down from that. Maybe I need to see new Miley.
That's what I think they're actually trying to do. Show you that she's still a little quirky. She's still out there. She's still kind of rambunctious, but now she's sober and she's still like this. So this is real Miley, and I think it's a different appeal.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, tell me about the wedding rumors. Go ahead. I try to avoid reading about it.
Well, okay. So Harry and Meghan made their first, not official, like royal official, but, the Invictus Games were held in Toronto.
How official can it be when she was wearing ripped jeans? Thank you.
It's like the Olympics almost. So, I mean, what
she
are you
was
supposed
wearing
to wear?
Ripped jeans. Did the Queen approve those?
Yes.
They're
very in.
The Queen said, sure, Meghan.
She's like, show your knees.
Wear them. I don't care.
I really don't care. Yes.
Jeez.
And, okay, so
Queen was at home shaking
they
her
walked
head.
hand in hand to a tennis match. Now, she was at the opening ceremonies, and she didn't sit with him, but because he was in like the box with all the official people, and she sat with a friend. She looked beautiful. Then the next day they went to the tennis, held hands, smiled. So that was like their first confirmed, yes, we're together.
Really?
We knew they were together. Well,
appearance
wise. So you've never really, you had some hidden bushes photos of them at a polo match where people were like probably like a mile away and shooting with a long lens camera.
True.
So that was kind of like, we think we're not alone. We're probably being photographed, but we're not like coming out in front of the cameras. So this is what that was at the Invictus Games. They came out in front of the cameras. And then on the closing ceremonies, he did his whole little thing with the closing.
His motivation speech.
Yes. And then he went into the box with her and her mother, gave her a little squeeze, gave her a little kiss. Word on the street is either they're currently engaged and an announcement is coming soon, or the engagement is imminent and it will be announced soon.
See,
Yay. Wedding Watch 2017-2018. Hashtag Harry loves Meghan.
I mean, I'll be honest. It's not like I'm not going to watch.
Oh, you are so going to watch. I'm going to make you watch.
Obviously, we're going to get up and watch it together.
Yes.
Obviously, because it's a royal wedding.
But they don't want a big wedding. So it may not be televised.
Again, you think the Queen's going to be cool with it?
Yeah, she didn't care. He's like sixth in line. He can do what he wants.
True.
Wait, one, two.
It's probably even
three,
more
four,
now that old Kate's pregnant again. Yeah. He's getting just knocked down left and right.
He's cool with that. He's like, hey.
He's like, keep having
the babies.
I don't want it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think she's officially, Meghan is, word on the street is that this coming season or this current season of Suits is her last, so that she can move to be with her prince.
Because she'd have to be over there. Right.
They're house hunting.
Oh, good Lord.
This is all word on the street. I don't know. I can't confirm or deny. My sources haven't reached out to me yet to tell me whether it's true.
You just keep us posted.
But I am going to choose to believe that this is all very true.
Okay. Well,
you're going to love
that. Aside is that Kate and Will have announced that they are officially expecting in April.
Yes.
That is the due date.
They like their wedding date, don't they?
I know,
Is it like one of their other kids?
Keep going. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very happy for them.
Yes.
And anxious to see. I do hope she's feeling okay. I know it's very tough on her.
She came out the other day, so hopefully
she's is manageable.
Yes.
So, hey, did you know that Beyonce turned down the role as Feather Duster in Beauty and the Beast?
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Who played it?
I'm just saying, exactly. But now somebody that got Beyonce's money. But can you believe? Can you believe what it would have been like to see Beyonce pop out of that feather duster costume at the very end when they all change into the real people?
Don't you think she would have taken over?
Love it. Would have wanted to see it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh.
the
No,
real
that
one,
was-
the new real one with Emma Watson as Belle.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm trying to figure out who played the feather duster.
Yeah, it was somebody, and I can't remember their name. I think that if at the very end, because it was already, if you went into the movie not knowing who played who, okay, at the end, whenever they all pop up into real people, it was kind of like, oh,
Yeah,
hey,
you knew
oh
who
my
they
God,
were.
like, yeah, like,
Yeah.
wow, look,
I know them.
you're a legit star.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been amazing if, like, spin, feather duster picks up and then boom.
But not gonna lie, I would have known it was Beyonce as a
would've
feather
too.
duster.
Well, sort
Her
of like
voice is very
I
distinctive.
knew Stanley Tucci was the piano guy, you know, and then
Andrea McDonald, the girl from Private Practice, Audra McDonald.
Audra McDonald
was
yes.
the boudoir thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
the wardrobe.
And
the Ewan McGregor. Is that his
Yes,
name? Oh
yes,
my
that was
God,
him.
he was Lumiere.
Yes.
And so, see, that's who Lumiere
feather
would have been with the
duster.
feather duster, right? How amazing would that have been?
that would have been awesome.
So thanks a lot, Beyonce. Sorry we missed you. Whatever. All right, you know what? Beauty and the Beast was my segue into a topic of remakes.
Okay.
I have 2 new shows that I'm watching, and I'm almost slightly obsessed with. Just throwing them out that they're both remakes.
Okay.
They're both phenomenal. They're both dark and twisted,
Oh.
and they're both on the CW.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, then I haven't watched them.
Well, the first one I did not watch on actual TV. It was on Netflix.
Okay.
The first season, and the show is Riverdale.
Oh, okay.
Have you watched Riverdale?
No,
Do you
but I've
know
seen-
what
it's
it's
popped up-
about?
I mean, it's the Archie comics, right? But
It
the
is.
dark twist on it.
Oh, it's super
I've seen
dark.
it pop up on my Netflix feed.
Yes.
That's the only
okay,
reason I know.
well, that's why I watched it, is because it kept coming up on my Netflix
Yeah.
feed. So I watched one episode, and I'm like, meh. Wasn't feeling
It didn't
it.
draw you in.
No. I was like, this is weird, because I'm literally watching a dark and like a dark, dramatic high school show. Does that make sense? About kids named Archie, Betty, Veronica, and Jughead. Okay?
The comics.
Exactly. So I stopped, and I was like, I don't really want to watch this.
Okay.
Well, then it kept popping up. And I was like, just one night was kind of just like, I'm just going to watch something. I watched the second episode, got sucked in, watched the whole rest of the season super fast, binged it out. And now season 2 is live and happening on the CW. Okay, here's what I want to tell people. If you know anything about the comics, it's kind of goofy. They're high school kids. They go to Riverdale High. They live in Riverdale. It's very, cheerleader, peppy, sports, 1950s
Yeah,
probably,
50s,
right?
60s, yeah.
Okay. So
Is it still set in that time?
don't know.
Oh. No.
But don't know. Okay. So the way they do it is, these
so
people, these
confused.
people have cell phones.
So no.
Okay. But when they go to the hospital, all the nurses have like old timey uniforms on, and the doctors have like old timey doctors' uniforms on. Nobody's wearing like scrubs and like new stuff. And they have like the little pointy hats that the nurses used to
Yeah.
wear, all that stuff on. Okay. They say little terms like they refer to drugs as jingle jangle, sort of like they do in comics.
Yeah.
They refer to like Cheryl Blossom is one of the kids on there, and her name is, her term, she'll say things like, oh, don't be a droopy dog. Stuff that you would see in maybe a comic strip or an old timey show.
Uh-huh.
But then, like, one of the students is having an affair with the teacher. Right. It's weird, twisted, and dark. I kind of think you might like it.
Sounds like I might. It's right up my alley.
But here's the best part.
Okay.
Okay. I don't just love this show. I actually don't even love the 4 characters, the 4 main characters. My favorite out of them is Jughead, who is played by Cole Sprouse.
Okay.
Do you know who Cole
I
Sprouse
do.
is?
Sweet Life of Zac and Cody.
Correct. It's one of them.
Yeah.
And he's Jughead.
It's not both.
Yes, he's one of them. And
He's Zac or Cody.
yes,
One of
it
them.
doesn't matter. I don't know which one he was,
Yeah.
but he's one of them. He plays Jughead. The other people you probably wouldn't know. Okay. But the most amazing part is the adult cast in this. This is where somebody was brilliant in their casting and said, if we're going to do a show about high school kids and have 4 somewhat unknown characters, being played of the people that knew the Archie comics in the past, how are we going to get them to watch? Oh, I know. Let's put Luke Perry and Molly Ringwald on
Stop it. They are not on there.
Luke Perry.
All the time?
Yeah. Luke Perry is Archie's dad. Molly Ringwald is Archie's mom, who makes an occasional appearance. She's not full-time. Okay. Right now, I kind of think she might be later, but she makes an occasional appearance, and you're like, holy crap, Molly Ringwald, right?
Yeah.
Oh, who plays the mayor, a.k.a. mom of Josie and the Pussycats? Happens to be Robin Givens. Remember old Robin Givens?
Yeah.
I used to be married to Mike Tyson.
Yeah?
Yeah, she's the mayor
What do you mean
of
Josie and the
Riverdale.
Pussycats? Are they on this show?
Yes, that's how they got their start, was in the Archie comics. They're the band.
Okay.
So this is the town band, the town act. Josie and the Pussycats
like-
perform
Oh.
all the time.
Oh.
Yeah. They play old songs and new songs. It's got a pretty cool little soundtrack. Yeah.
Still trying to keep you guessing where we are.
Exactly. Okay. Yes. Although they're scantily dressed a lot, so that's probably now that the Pussycats are in. Jughead's dad, Skeet Ulrich.
What?
Yeah. Betty's mom is the lady from Twin Peaks.
Oh, Laura Flynn Boyle? Oh.
No.
Oh, the other
one. The blonde one.
Oh.
The girl that was the waitress in Twin Peaks.
Don't know.
Yeah. You would know if you saw her.
Okay.
Veronica's dad, Mark Consuelos.
Yes, I'm in. That's all you got to say. I'm done. You should have led with that. And I'm like, okay, say no more.
Yeah.
I'm there.
It's amazing adult cast. There's a scene where Skeet Ulrich and Luke Perry are sitting in a booth together, and they're reminiscing because all the parents grew up together.
Did you have a 90s flashback?
And they're sitting in the booth, and my head about exploded. Actually, my heart about exploded because I about passed out. It was phenomenal.
All right, now I'm going to have to try this.
Okay, so Riverdale it is. Just passing that along.
Okay.
You know what comes on the time slot after Riverdale?
What's that?
Dynasty.
No, I'm not in. I'm not doing it.
Let me tell you why you should be.
Not doing it.
So, Blake Carrington, the main character. Okay, we're all familiar with Dynasty, right?
Yes.
Oil tycoons,
Yeah.
set in Texas.
I have a feeling it's going to be just like the remake of Dallas, but go ahead.
It is. But guess who plays Blake Carrington?
I've seen the commercials.
Grant Show.
I know.
And does that make sense or blow your mind or what?
It
Luke
makes
Perry on at
sense.
the 8 o'clock hour and Grant Show on at the 9 o'clock. Just like
90210
in Melrose Place.
Yes.
I know. CW has got their act together. Okay.
You have to. I'm in for Riverdale.
Okay.
I'm out for Dynasty.
Okay. Dynasty, as of right now, is just kind of exactly what we used to watch in the 70s, 80s, right? All the characters are the same names. They all have the same role in life, if you will. You know, he marries the young girl that becomes the stepmom that of the 2 kids. One of the kids is gay.
Yeah.
Only big difference is that the new wife, her niece in the original episodes was, what was that pinup girl's name? Was it Farrah Fawcett or not Farrah Fawcett? Whoever was on that show that played Sammy Joe. Okay. Now Sammy Joe's a boy.
Okay.
Okay. And he's gay too. So just throwing that out there.
All right.
And it is, it's kind of dark and twisted too. It's not as dark as Riverdale. Riverdale apparently has low power supply through the town because they never turn on the lights. It's super dark throughout the whole episode.
Are they vampires?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. But I do think you should watch Riverdale and
I'm
report
going to
back.
watch Riverdale.
It's all the first season's on Netflix, and then tell me what you think. Okay.
I think I'm just a little down on Dynasty. It sounds like the cast is phenomenal.
Yes.
But I was burned by Dallas.
See, I never
And I
watched
feel
Dallas.
like I'm going down the same road if I start watching Dynasty.
I hear you. I could see that. I just think it's pretty brilliant of their timing that we have it out there.
Oh, yeah. The 90210 Melrose Place connection, you would have had me sucked in. And
Pretty
then I would have been
perfect,
like,
right? Yeah.
Grant, I'm sorry. if you can get the redheaded girl who pulled off her wig and a realtor scar, I might be in.
I know. The girl that plays his daughter,
She was on
Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll. I don't know if you ever saw that show.
I did not, but she was also, again, I have a 10-year-old.
Right, yes.
So she was on Victorious. She was Jade.
Really?
She's Jade.
No way.
That's Jade.
Okay, because that's what, a Disney show?
Yeah,
Okay.
Nickelodeon.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll?
Not.
Dirty.
It doesn't sound like it would fit on Nickelodeon
Holy
or Disney just by
No.
the title. That's the Billy Ray. No, that's not the Billy Ray show.
No, it's the guy from The Fire.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Dennis Leary.
Dennis Leary.
And what's the guy's name that played the guy we wanted her to end up with on Sex and the City?
Oh, Mr. Big is
Not Mr. Big.
Not Mr. Big.
The other.
Oh, the
boyfriend.
other one.
Yes.
Aiden.
Okay,
Yes.
it's him.
Okay.
And Dennis Leary are washed up rockers from like an actual band that was really famous. Excuse me. And those two guys, and then they had other band members. But Dennis Leary finds out he has a daughter who happens to be this girl who's now playing, what's her name, Carrington on the show. And turns out she's really good singer. So like she gets discovered and she's trying to like decide if she wants to let her dad's band like kind of back her up, you know? But during the whole time they're talking about their sex, drugs, and rock and roll that they experience being rock stars.
Yeah.
And so they're still kind of trying to live that life. Mm-hmm. So like she ends up actually hooking up with Aiden, pseudo Aiden, whatever his real name is. And, I mean, it's dirty. It's raunchy dirty. And so, yeah, to think that she was on Nickelodeon and then goes to Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll, and now she's on Dynasty, like, girls is all over the place.
Well, okay, so it's not a remake that I'm watching. It's just a reboot. Loving Will and Grace. Like the first episode was a little bit. I hope this isn't like where you're taking this because I love the original.
Yes,
and it's gotten progressively better each week.
I'm
Harry
watching
Connick
it as well.
Jr. was just on there, so I'm loving.
He walked
that.
on the show, and I was just like,
I was like, "Stay, get back
my
together."
Gosh.
I like his talk show, by the way.
I have not watched his talk show.
I've watched his talk show. It's
really?
pretty good.
Harry? Just
Harry,
right? Yeah.
That's all you need when you've got Harry Connick Jr.
Agreed. I don't care what he talks about, really.
I'm watching.
I have watched Will and Grace as well.
Yeah.
Really enjoy it. You know what's coming back as well on a reboot is Roseanne.
Yeah, I've heard that.
For like 8 or 9 episodes, something like that.
So, well, that's what they say about Will and Grace, but I have a feeling it's going to continue.
Agreed.
So, do you just think we're out of original ideas, or was the TV that back then that much better?
I think it was just that much better.
I do too. I'm
just
waiting
do.
for somebody to reboot TGI Fridays.
Yeah.
Friday
That's
viewing
gonna
is
happen.
kind of...
It's going to happen. And you know what? Whenever our kids are older, our kids are our age, they're going to be seeing the next generation of this type of stuff. That must see Thursday, must see TV is essentially going to be like their reboot where we had TGI Fridays. Full House has a
Fuller House.
See,
but I love that Will and Grace and even Roseanne is coming back with the original cast.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have to invest in new people. I know what I'm getting,
Fuller
and I
House
don't.
Did that. Yeah, my kids are loving Fuller House.
Yeah.
And want to watch Full House because of Fuller House. You know, and Fuller House was ranked like number 2 or something in the Netflix poll of shows that are binge watched the fastest.
Yeah. See, it just had me thinking, like, what else are they going to redo? Like, what else do I want them to do?
Saved by the Bell.
That'll be weird. I don't think you could get anybody to do Saved by the Bell. And you'd lose Lisa Turtle. She's out.
Growing Pains.
You can't do Growing Pains without Alan Thicke.
Hey, other shows have done it.
Or
you never
Leo
know.
DiCaprio.
I know.
We can't do that.
Who's the Boss?
Yeah. In.
Yes.
I'm in.
I would totally watch Who's the Boss.
Tony and Angela now married.
Jonathan, fully gay.
Is Mona still with us?
I don't know if she's still alive or not. I'm going to find out really quick. Who else?
She's still
What
living
other
over
show?
the garage.
With multiple men. Catherine Hellman was her name. What else?
I would love to see, like, you know what show I like watching is on. I've actually enjoyed some of these Disney shows. Casey Undercover.
Don't know it.
But Dwayne Wayne from A Different World is the dad on
I
there,
love Different
and
World.
He is hilarious.
I watch Different World like every weekend.
I'd like to see that. Maybe.
Yeah. I would totally watch that.
Boy Meets World. I tried Girl Meets World.
Girl
It wasn't
Meets
the
World,
same.
eh.
Let's bring back Boy Meets World.
Hey, Katherine Hellman's still alive.
Come on, Mona.
Come on, Mona. You're 88 years old, but you can do it. Oh, she would totally do it.
Oh, yeah.
Because she is sassy and still fiery, wearing red lipstick and low-cut dresses. I'm looking at these pictures of her. Fabulous.
I just wonder
Love her.
if, like, people are looking at Will and Grace and the Roseanne that's coming out and Fuller House and thinking, you know, instead of trying to come up with bigger and better that no one's watching and investing in people who are kind of unknowns, and you've got to start investing in them. If these people are interested, why don't we just bring back the original shows?
Yeah.
Like, I always wondered why shows ended after if you're really good after 10 years.
I was about to say 6 or 7 is like an
5 years.
average.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, because it's almost like Scandal's ending. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
You know, Law and Order's been going on, I feel like, my whole life.
Forever.
You get new people in there. I get that.
Dun, dun.
I wish ER could have lasted longer.
Yeah.
It was almost like
Grey's Anatomy's going on forever.
Grey's Anatomy is fantastic. I hope they don't. Like, I hate when you start a series and you're like, okay, we've got 10 in, and then we're done.
Well, I think people, they judge so much on numbers and ratings.
Yeah.
And if it dies off a little bit, then you lose some budgeting money.
Yeah.
And then you can't keep up with the demands of the people that, you know, if you lock them into a contract, then, and they're doing Grey's Anatomy, it's like, if you're not getting paid enough to keep them there, then they all want to go do movies or anything else because they've gotten big names from. That's what happened with George Clooney in ER.
Well, that was a smart
you know?
decision for him.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But you
that's
can
what
have
people
one
think.
character leave, and
They
then
all think.
But see, that's what
gonna
happened with
You're not
Friends.
all George Clooney,
right? That's what happened with Friends, and like the only one who still has a show on is Matt LeBlanc. And I don't even
does
watch
he
it.
really?
I don't know
Does he?
because I don't
Is
even
that-
really watch it.
Right? Yeah. Let's just be honest there. He doesn't.
Like I would still watch Friends.
Totally. I still watch the original Friends.
I do too.
When it's on, I flip to it.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I would
amen.
love it if that came
Amen.
back. Like, with Will Smith.
Of course,
He has to do
Alfonso would totally do it.
He would so do
You know
it.
what else I would watch? Speaking of Alfonso, I would watch a little remake of Silver Spoons.
Yes.
Here we are.
You've got to bring back
face
the
to
theme
face,
shows too.
A
Yes.
couple of silver spoons.
You got to bring back the theme songs.
Yes. Yes. I really loved Who's the Boss, Growing Pains, and
Perfect Strangers.
oh my gosh,
Balky.
Balky Bartakamos.
And he's still an elevator operator.
Yes. And it's let's
That's
see.
That's where the spinoff to that show is Family Matters. Because
Yes, I
remember
know.
the
Isn't that
mom,
weird, though? I
the
always thought that
mom
was
like,
weird.
yeah.
What was the other one I was going to say? Alex P. Keaton. Was it
Family Ties.
Family Ties.
That
Love
would be
that.
incredible.
Love that.
What
They
did
are-
you think?
Every time I hear that
I
song,
do.
I think of that show.
I do too. I think of Alex P. Keaton and Tracy.
Oh gosh, still married.
Who he
Love
married.
him.
That had to have been their wedding song.
Absolutely.
Even though it was their breakup song.
Yes. And same with on Growing Pains, Mike married Kate
He
in
did.
real life.
In real life.
Yes. I was just thinking of the Perfect Stranger song because it was singing in my head as like, rise and fall on the wings of my dreams, standing tall. That one?
Yeah,
Remember
that's
that?
it.
Nothing's gonna stop me now.
And you always have to see in Chicago or whatever city they
It
were in
was
the
Chicago.
background.
They went to
Yeah.
the Cubs game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, my gosh, I love that one.
Bring
There's
them
so
all
many,
back. Just
so
bring
many. I
them
would
all back.
totally watch them all. They are doing a reboot of Greatest American Hero, but it's a female.
That's fine.
I'm
It
fine with
wasn't-
that, too.
That one wasn't on long enough, and I was so young that.
But it's very cultish, though.
Yeah.
Because I think that, you know.
and the song helped
yeah.
it a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
That was it was hilarious.
It was a pretty funny concept. So that was good.
yeah.
Okay, well, gosh, I can't wait.
I'm so happy Will and Grace is on.
I do love me
I
some
love
Will
them.
and Grace.
And I love that they're still roommates.
I love it. I love that. I think introducing them to a new age group is
Yeah.
perfect because there's shows like, which I was going to mention earlier, back to Riverdale for just a second. There is a character on the show who is openly gay in the high school. His dad is the sheriff.
Okay.
Okay. And on any other show, and I'm just saying this to be honest, I don't believe it, but I feel like on every other show, that's like a weird topic. It's like a taboo thing to say or something, that they would put the sheriff's kid as gay and, you know, make a big deal out of it or whatever. On this one, the character, he says something one day, like comes to his dad's office and he says something like, I'm going to the movies tonight with Veronica, like obviously as friends. Like we're just going tonight to the movies. And the sheriff's like, are there no nice gay boys at your school that you could date instead? And it's so
like, don't make a big deal of it.
You know what I'm saying? It's not discussed at all. And I adore it.
Yeah.
I love that it's like, this is the norm. And that's where I love that age group they're appealing to, these teenagers. A lot of them feel that way. You know, it was our generation that had that weird time.
Well, there's a show, again, I watch a lot of cartoons or Disney Channel because that's what's on my house. It's either ESPN or Disney or Nickelodeon.
Understood.
So my daughter watches this show that she loves called The Loud House.
Okay.
And it's the whole premise is it's this little boy and he has like I think 9 sisters, but he's the only boy. And I think their last name is Loud, but the house in general is Loud.
Yeah.
But his best friend is a little boy who has 2 dads.
Yes.
And it's just kind of like my dad's or whatever.
Yeah. Speaking of reboots, how about My
Two Dads? Yes.
I loved that one too.
I loved that one.
But yeah, so
my sister Sam.
No, we can't do that one.
I know we can't do that one because my
died.
sister's not there anymore.
She got shot at the door.
She did. You can't do it without her.
Because it would just be
Sam.
horrible.
No. I'm not watching that one.
Jeez.
Because I would cry every episode.
She wasn't even my favorite sister of the two. So. Gosh. Okay, so anyway, that was I meant to mention that earlier about Riverdale, but I thought it was fabulous because I think it's just so nice that it wasn't even a thing. It was like he was saying something that was completely normal that we would hear in any other show just to his son, you know, and it was really cool. So
like, it doesn't always have to be this whole big battle.
It does not have to be. Yes. And that made me think about it was thinking of the new Will and Grace episode where Will goes out with like a young guy who is openly gay, and Will starts sharing his stories about coming out and how traumatic it was. And he was like, so how did you come out? And the younger guy's like, well, both my mom and my dad are divorced, or they're divorced. So they both threw me a coming out party, and it was like on the same weekend. That was really hard. And you know, it's like they're almost jabbing a little bit at like, look, things are different now. Like, you know, now it is different. And now it's definitely considered non-taboo anymore, I guess. And, you know, but Will, it really frustrates Will because Will's like, you didn't have to work for this and all. And the dude's like, whoa, like, you know, you're angry and, you know, why? And so, it's just, it was really funny. So justice for Will and Grace. Okay, so we're going to wrap it up because we've kept you long enough, but that was a fun one. That was a really good episode, right? There was lots of singing. There was lots of memories. There were some 90s guys thrown in there. Please go watch Riverdale and let me know what you think. Everyone, go watch Riverdale and let me know what you think. Be prepared. It's a little high schoolish, but who cares? Let's be honest.
Tell us where you think they are. Present day?
Yeah, is it present day? Is it old day? Is it too dark? Is it not dark enough? Is it, you know, which one's one of your favorite 4? I'll go ahead and tell you right now, Jughead's my favorite. Just throwing that out there. I didn't like him at first, but I love him now. And I'm interested to hear your thoughts on everybody else. Okay. So you've been listening to Chick Chat here on The Mesh. Again, please check out the rest of our stuff. Any of our past episodes, any of our other shows over at themesh.tv, our website. We are on Apple iTunes. If you're not listening to us there right now, go and subscribe, like us, follow us, whatever you want to do to make sure that you receive the latest episodes whenever they come out every month, because we are on our A game.
Yes.
Let me tell you. So until then, please send us your topics or questions. If you have anything, we'll be happy to address it next time on Chick Chat, and we will catch you on the flip side.
You've been listening to The Mesh, an online media network of shows and programs ranging from business to arts, sports to entertainment, music to community. All programs are available on the website as well as through iTunes and YouTube. Check us out online at themesh.tv. Discover other network shows and give us feedback on what you just heard.